I have no idea what I'm going to do for this stream. Because I was like today, earlier, I went through like a gazillion emotions. Like, I don't, like I guess since the last couple of streams, like there have been things that just, I don't even want to say I was triggered. Just things that like I am so like sick and tired and irritated. And that's usually I am. I see certain things and then like I notice things, especially if something is going to hurt someone, like is going through some stuff. Like I don't want to see anyone hurt, and especially if like the information maybe by chance might be misleading, like it just, I can't stand it. I get really upset. And all the stuff that, especially with me, that's been going on, and then realizing that I am not the only one. And then like with me, like when I have nothing else to watch, or nothing that I really want to do, I'll watch the tarot readings just to see what's going on. And to me, like most of the time, I'm like so totally detached. And to me, it's like watching a soap opera, like a Jerry Springer tarot soap opera. But lately, like just a lot of stuff that goes on that I'm aware of, and like a lot of the psychology, and then knowing that some like very, very good readers, very reliable readers, like I believe right now, many of them are being manipulated. But I think some of them have already, they don't realize they're being manipulated. They're being manipulated to target other tarot readers. And, or they're being, like directly, like misleading them to believe that a certain tarot reader is doing black magic or what they want to call a karmic. When there's, like I said before, I'll watch tarot readers and then like feel the energy. And like if you pay attention and you're aware of the energy, and then you pay attention to like the things they say, the way they say it, you can almost like notice if they're very toxic, or if they've done some of their inner work where they don't get triggered about certain things, and they've dealt with a lot of, like they've dealt with the stuff that everybody experiences throughout life, and then they do the inner work. And they realize psychology about themselves and other people. And the tarot card reader, their view on life, their view on different experiences, if they have experienced them, actually influences their downloads and what they read on the tarot cards. So you can have 5 tarot card readers and show them the same cards, and they will give you different readings because it depends on the way they receive the information, their past experiences, their perspective, and their guides, whoever they're receiving their information through, will affect the reading. So different cards could mean different things for different tarot card readers. So I pay attention to see what they focus on and how they focus. And then you'll even feel the energy. And like before I say, like, you'll feel a calmness in certain people. Like the energy of like, it won't be different types of chatter happening all at once. So like stuff like that won't give me, like that stuff gives me a headache. If they don't have that energy, then it feels more calm. Like the energy that they express feels consistent of the energy of the way they speak and the things they speak about. And those are the tarot card readers I like to watch. And then when they don't just focus on just everything's beautiful, lovey-dovey, because that's not the real world. stuff that's going on right now, that is not the real world. And then for the fact that you shouldn't be actually focusing on that. You should be focusing on yourself. Because to get that perfect relationship, or as perfect as possible, you have to work on yourself. Because you end up attracting what you already are. And then now, the energy of, and I've noticed it like the last 2 years actually too, that there's like tarot card readers that were like talking negatively about other tarot card readers, and there'd be some of the tarot card readers that I didn't think they were negative. I thought they were very helpful and insightful. But then there'd be two tarot card readers I actually like, and then it'll turn out like they just despise each other and think the other one's doing black magic, the other one's a karmic. And I do think that some are actually very good tarot card readers, and I think they're being manipulated on purpose, like even energy-wise. And for other tarot card readers to be irritated by that tarot card reader. And actually, they'll even be like, almost like gang stalking in a way. I don't know, I guess I'm just bitching. Just talking about fucking tarot card readers. Today has been a really funky day for me. Along with the last couple of days. Like, I have my list of stuff I want to talk about. Like today, along with seeing like the energy, like I could sense certain tarot card readers were being manipulated to influence other tarot card readers in a negative way. And especially seeing like someone that might have lost someone really close to them in their life. And then know at that moment that they're really, really hurting. And a lot of tarot card readers do watch other tarot card readers, and if one tarot card reader thinks that another one is being talked about, like the message gets to them. Like it broke my heart. Like I just got into total defensive mode. Because I didn't want a specific tarot card reader. I like her a lot. And I really liked her because when I first, like this whole stuff that happened after Monster, and I was like lost. Like I didn't understand why almost a similar situation happened twice when I'm a nice person, and then having like nobody believe me, and then the stuff with the police, which made no sense other than they were helping someone and they didn't want me to file a police report. They wanted me not to file a police report, and then it couldn't be investigated even if I did file a police report later because the people wouldn't be there. And just being totally traumatized. Like I was so upset because that one incident would have just either verified or not, and then I could just be relieved that all of it was in my head, and I could just go get therapy, someone to talk to and everything, and I wouldn't have to be scared. Like, it would have totally changed my life. Totally. Like, I wanted it to be in my head. So bad. I didn't want it to be real because it was too scary. And I didn't know what to do. And so after a couple months of just like totally being alone, and like I said, I started like watching the tarot readers and asking the universe, like, guide me to the right people, and so they can answer some of my questions, because I was too frazzled, to adequately channel for myself, because I had a bias on the whole situation. And this one tarot card reader Like, I was confused why all this stuff happened. Like, I didn't understand because I was such a nice person and all I wanted to do was just help everybody, support everybody, and that's all I did. And then this tarot reader, because my situation was so unusual and very, very dark. And I knew it wouldn't be, like, I couldn't mistake someone answering my questions. It wouldn't be a mistake. I knew it would be for me. And I was asking, like, why me? And then why am I so unusual? Why do I see things other people don't see? And then it turns out, like, they'll say, like, it's not real, you're just being paranoid. And then, like, they'll tell me, like, they'll ask me for advice, especially about relationships, and I don't even have to meet the other person, and I can predict and tell them this is going to happen. They just tell me a couple of things, and it's always something they don't want to hear. How the relationship's going to end and why the person did what they did. And then they'll, like, get upset, and then I won't hear anything about it until maybe like a year or two, and then I'll find out that what I described was to the T. And then it'll be like people just, because they know I'll tell them something they don't want to hear, they just won't ask me anymore. Because I'll tell them something totally correct and they don't want it to be true. And, well, this tarot card reader had talked about the 144,000 and the fact that because what we're doing for the whole planet and humanity, like, we had a job to make a positive change on the planet. And then that causes, because negative energies, principalities, they don't want that. They want everything to stay the way that it is. They don't want people awake. They don't want people to understand. They don't want people to be aware. They don't want people to be in balance. They don't want people thinking for themselves, because then they're harder to control. They don't want them to have critical thinking skills. They don't want them to ask questions. They just want them to see, like, the news or whatever, social media, and then believe that's the total truth. And she had discussed about the 144,000, that you might be one of them, you know, because you're a good person, you're very, very different, and you don't run around hurting people, and you're very, very, like, close to source. And that because of this, you get attacked by people in unusual ways for no reason. And that's been my whole life, especially with females. I don't know what it is with females, and even in my own family, with my daughter and my mom. Never ever got along. Never. And even my daughter as a baby, or through her whole life, she was always a daddy's girl. Like, she did not like me the moment she came out of my vagina. And she did not even want me touching her dad. She fucking hated it. And so I liked her a lot. And I trusted her. The energy from her was so nice. And, like, she would make you smile when you were just having a bad day. And then to know that she lost a family member, and the type of family member, like, it would have been very traumatizing to a person. And then to see a reading come out about that specifically 2 males were lost, and they're in the afterlife, and basically they were lost and needed to be helped. And, like, I lost my shit. Like, I didn't want her to see that and think that. Because losing a person is enough. And then to lose a child, your child. And like all the stuff I do for my guides, at least for this last year, like I knew that wasn't true. I knew that wasn't true. And then it pissed me off more that I knew that that reader that I liked, a really, really good reader, I knew she was being manipulated. Like, I was so irate, though. And I was like, some shit like that would break somebody. And especially to think that you're supposed to be a reader, like you can predict or see things, and you're supposed to be there. Basically, you're a healer. You're supposed to help people heal. And then I knew what she would think, like, and I knew what she already thought, like, she failed. Even, like, how could she be a reader if she couldn't even, I knew she thinks she couldn't even save her child. So I was like, fuck that. I'm not going to let someone fuck her up in the head because they're doing it on purpose, playing a mind game. Intentionally using one reader that everybody trusted to hurt another very good reader. Because most likely a certain group of people were pissed off about the information that she was putting out because it was correct and it was helping people, and this group didn't want that information out. So they wanted to break her and then weaken her energy defenses, and they could send her attachments and shit that would fuck with her even more. And then that makes it easier at that time to actually energy harvest from her because she's weakened. So I was like, fuck that. And I knew, like I said, that they trick everybody to always feel like they're distorting the information. Most of the spirituality and religion, it's half-truths or it's backwards. So to make sure that you don't accomplish, you always fail, feeling like it's you when the information is designed for you to fail. Like how I said, like, my guides had told me that we are not here to save anybody. It is not your job. Your job is only here to be a guide, to show them how to do it, and it's up to them if they want to do it. It's always up to them if they want to do it. And then with her, just like with me, and I know it's with a lot of people that where they've had family members that just recently died this year or this last year, that many of them, their higher selves, not their conscious selves, their higher selves already knew that they were going to die. They already knew they were going to die, and they had already decided that to make their life, to have more value, they were going to die anyway. And like with this tarot card reader, and then like with my mom, they, in the conscious self, they knew or they saw that like with me, and it's the same thing with the tarot card reader, they saw her as more important, that her life was more important, more influential, and at the current state that that person was in, they knew that they couldn't do much in life, that they felt like their mental state and everything, they were a burden. They were like, if I'm going to die, I'm going to help my family. So they, like I said, nothing's on accident. If someone does something negative to you, or say even black magic, the universe allows it. Your spiritual battle team allows it for you to either learn a lesson, it's actually helping you putting you in balance, that either you have certain ideology, behaviors, or situations that are not healthy for you. So it's like redirecting you somewhere. It's getting your attention to redirect you. But their higher selves knew, like, he knew that his mom was getting attacked psychically. And the attacks they were really, really bad. And he knew to help her save her life, he allowed it to happen and gave up his life for her, to burn up that magic. And he knew that he would be more of a benefit to his mom, not in the physical form. And he knew that his mom being alive would be a benefit to everybody more than he could at that time in the physical form. And so now in the spiritual form, he's basically like a warrior for his mom. Like he couldn't... Like, these people, when they know that, like, they can't go after you directly because of who you are, that your spiritual battle team will protect you. So they can't, like, actually kill the person. Like, weird events will happen to prevent it. Not only in the spiritual, but, like, actual 3D events will prevent it, like weird coincidences. And then even like if you have animals, which are your familiars, they'll even like choose to die, like burn up that magic so the owner won't die. And then even if like the animal dies, they'll send another animal, so that person will always stay safe. And even the other family members will give up their life. They will sacrifice themselves to burn up the magic because they know that person's really important. And like he loved his mom so much, and like there was a lot of things like he regretted, like he didn't appreciate and stuff that he saw. Like I say, like if you watch my other videos where they showed me, like when the kid's father died, they showed me what happened, like right after he died, his spirit popping out of his body. And like I say, like all the programming is almost like a dirty robe that you wear, that you think is a part of you, but it's not. All the negative thoughts, and even like the negative thoughts can actually have a form and become a being that hangs out with you, which you would label a demon. So you can actually collect other people's demons and other negative entities and stuff, and they stick with you, and they almost become like part of your inner personality, talking shit to you, being negative, constant chatter, when it's not even you, but you don't know that. So it's like a dirty robe, but the moment you die, you take off that dirty robe. All the burdens, everything's gone. And then when you're out of your physical body, you realized you got tricked. That all that shit you thought was important, all those burdens, the voices, the chat, you realize that wasn't you. And you realize everything you thought was important wasn't actually fucking important. It was a delusion. So like, just seeing it in my head, like he already had, his higher self already chose to sacrifice himself for his mom to help her. So now he's a warrior for her. protecting her. Trust me, he, like with my mom, like he was really pissed off, realizing what was actually going on. And these motherfuckers, they always go after the weakest link, the weakest thing in your life. And it could be anything. It could be things you don't want to deal with, like you procrastinate on your finances, they'll target your finances. They'll make it like fail, or if there is something you need to fix, a repair that you know you're good for like a year or two, they'll just make it break instantly. So it'll cause you a burden on you and more stress when it shouldn't have actually occurred. Or if the most important thing to you is having a partner, on purpose they will send you the most fucked up toxic person to screw you over, so it emotionally traumatizes you and it weakens you. Or if you have a sick family member in any way, like if they're physically sick, they're elderly, or if they have anything they're dealing with psychological, they'll target that person because they know it'll hurt you. So if somebody is already like depressed, they'll amplify that depression. They will make chaos happen in that person's life. If they're like a drug addict, or they already had an issue with addictions and maybe they aren't an addict anymore, they will flare that up. So they'll start using or something again. So yeah, now like her son realizing that the moment he was out of his body, like it pissed him off. So now he's like a super warrior for his mom, and he loves his mom, and he appreciates his mom for everything she's always done for him, and he never realized. And like my mom, she didn't want me to be sad anymore. She didn't want me to worry anymore, and it was the same with him. He didn't want her to be sad. He didn't want her to blame herself for anything, to not worry. That it's all good. And he's watching over her, but doesn't want her to see her sad, and is proud of her and wants her to continue on her mission. Basically, fuck those motherfuckers that have been doing crazy shit. Fuck them. She's a good person and she's doing an amazing job. Nothing was ever her fault. The issue was those people, not her. That she was an amazing mom, and since all this happened, since he sacrificed himself for his mom, that it burnt up, if not all of his karma, a big chunk of his karma. So he gets to come back. And his life will be way easier because he doesn't have all the karma. His life will be way easier. It'll actually be really beautiful. He'll get to enjoy himself. And many of these people want to come back in the loved one's lifetime, so they can come back and be with their loved one. Even though it's not the same relationship, the energy's still there, but they be happy. But they're not going to come back until they make sure that the loved one is happy and safe. So they're like, hurry up, be happy, be on your purpose, be stable. And then when I know you're safe, I'm coming back. Which is cool. It's amazing, actually. And even then,
even for people who are not in that situation. Like in the other reading about like what they showed me and explained to me, like in the when someone dies, that everything exists right now at the same time, all the timelines, the past, the present, the future. And what you do in the present can actually change the past and the future. So the most important thing to focus on is the present moment. And it's like a RPG game that's on a CD. Everything exists on the CD at that moment. But what you experience depends on what you decide to experience at that moment. So they're like, when my oldest dog, before I had died, I had put her to sleep because she was blind, she couldn't hear that well, and she was having digestion problems, and so I decided to put her to sleep, and like, even though you know it's good for them, you still feel guilty, because like she knew I was putting her to sleep, because when we got to the vet, like she just got hysterical and was trying to run away. She knew I was putting her to sleep, and like that kept on bothering me. They're like, remember everything that we taught you. They're like, there is no reason for you to be in pain like this. And plus, like your dog or whoever passes on, they don't want you to suffer. That's all you in your head. They're like, remember, you're already with them. Because if everything exists right now, the moment they pass and they go, whatever, to heaven, the afterlife, you're already there with them. So nothing is missed. There's nothing to regret. There's nothing to make up. Because when they die, you were already there with them. That's why they say they're with you, because they literally are, because you exist at the same time, the past, the present, the future, different dimensions, all at the same time, but this part of you is experiencing this in this 3D, in this little section. So even then, there's nothing to regret and to be sad about. Of course, yes, you miss them. You miss the physical part of them. You're like, don't be sad. There's nothing to make up or regret. You're already with them. You just don't realize it now. But your higher self does, but your conscious self doesn't. That your higher self is aware of a lot of things, but your conscious self is not, and it's done on purpose. So you can focus on this reality, this moment, instead of other realities. To experience this moment. And that led on to, like, I still get triggered really bad, like any type of labeling, names, and then people being preoccupied with like twin flames, soulmates, divine counterparts. And like, to me, that should not be the focus. What should be the focus is you right now that decides the partner that's going to match you. And if you want a balanced partner that you're going to be with for a long time, then you balance yourself. Then the universe matches that. So the focus shouldn't be on a name or a label. It's a trap to keep you in a state of lack, to make you feel like you're failing, what's wrong with you. So it's like your focus directed in the wrong place. It keeps you stuck in a negative cycle. And it's just rampant in the tarot world. And then even in regular life, They have you running around thinking that you're like half complete, that your soul's split in half and you're running around searching for the other half. That's a shitty way to run around and live life. To automatically think you're half broken. That's just crazy. That makes no sense. Then you just run around not working on yourself, just looking for the other person, thinking that your life will be better, you won't be broken, basing it on another person. That's crazy. Like I said, they described it to me like everything exists right now. At the same time, other timelines, other versions, they are still you. And they described it as if you were a pizza. All of that is you. Every slice is you in another reality, another timeline, another dimension. Each slice is designed to not be aware of the other slice. But that's still you. You're not broken, you're not incomplete. But you're just not aware of that. And some spiritualists say that like your soulmate, like they say like your soul is split and the other half of you stays on the other side. That they don't exist in the 3D at the same time. They're on the other side helping you, working for you. That's true. But that's like the description of the pizza. That piece of what you would consider your soul working on the other side, it's still you. You're not separate. You're not this, the way they describe it as a soulmate you're looking for. You're not. You're not a half. That higher self, that is that soulmate or that twin flame that everybody's been describing, that's a part of you that's working for you, but you don't realize it. It's that pizza slice. You're still together. It's just another dimension, a thin little slice that separates. But you're still whole. It's just you're designed that way. You're the one that's helping you. Your higher self is actually the twin flame that they're talking about. And you're not broken. You're still working together. You're not looking for this other half. You're already complete. And then when you work on yourself, remembering yourself, all those shattered aspects that you put in the fucking black hole away from you into the shadows, the darkness, when you work on it and you bring it into the light, back into your vessel, filling up the rooms of your house instead of having demons, ideology, entities, whatever, those are not you. But you think it's you, it's not. So when you bring those pieces back in, your light, your inner light gets brighter, your connection to source. It not only it connects you to source, it connects you to all those other versions of you, all those other pizza slices.